Why are some YouTube channels successful and some YouTube channels not successful? Let's talk about that. Now, I'm not talking about my channel because my channel's new. I'm not successful. I don't even get barely 150 views per video in a month. So I'm not talking about my channel. So don't take any advice from me. I'm just talking about my observations through my research of this topic. That retired dude here, guys, on another walk and talk video. Um, when you're trying to start YouTube, you hear people talk about, well, not here, but you see all these videos on YouTube about if your channel gets less than 250 views per video, do this. Or, if you don't have 4,000 watch hours, do this. Those type of videos. So initially, I would go look at those videos, as a lot of people do, and to try to figure out, well, how do I get this thing to work? So I clicked on a few of them, and I watched them, and then I would go look at the history of some of their videos, which I did one recently on a guy who had one of those. If you have less than 200 views, do this. When I went and looked at his videos, he had about 40 videos, and most of his videos had under 600 views. And I thought, this is a gimmick. There are lots of people on YouTube who have these, if you have less than, do this type of videos on YouTube. And one of the YouTube tricks that I've discovered that the so-called experts, or the so-called successful people, tell you to do is to go find other videos that people have used that are successful and just copy what they do. So I decided to just look into some of those videos, those people who are doing those videos. And it's a gimmick, it's a trick, where that particular video that day that he did that said, if you have less than, do this, he had several thousand views on that video. Probably I was one of them. Probably because his video gave the impression that he has the magic key to help YouTubers get their views up, when in fact his own videos had less than 600 views. So I started looking, and don't know who this guy is. Can't remember his name right now. It's in my history of watching his videos. But I decided to go back and look at some other videos of people to come up with my own reason, my own theory for how to make this stuff work. And like I said, I'm no expert at this. I don't even have a clue what I'm doing in YouTube. I'm doing it for fun, I'm not doing it for money. But after looking at this for a couple of weeks, in the last few days, I think that the trick to this is very simple. There's no magic gimmick to it. It's personality. From what I see, personality, content, and to some degree time. And I put time last because I saw a guy a couple of days ago on YouTube, didn't write his name down, but he does exist, who made a video about the fact that he's been on YouTube for 8 years. He has a lot of videos, and I didn't research his videos, but he's not monetized. And I thought, that's pretty strange. Good morning. That he could be, I don't know how he could be there after 8 years and not be monetized in 8 years. But I looked at his numbers. He has subscribers. He had, I don't know what his watch hours are, but by the number of subscribers he has, I don't know how he has way more subscribers than I have, and I don't understand how he could not be monetized. I actually commented to him exactly. I call BS on this because you, with all the subscribers you have in 8 years, you should be monetized. And he commented back to me and said, well, believe it or not, he said, I'm not monetized. So don't know. So in that case, I would say time's probably a lesser factor. But content, depending upon what your content is, I think content. I looked at two channels that I think have similar content. I'm gonna call one of them out by name, the other one I'm not. There's a YouTuber named Victoria Juliet. She's an attractive woman. Never hurts on YouTube to be attractive. Who drives a Porsche. She appears to be a conservative woman, and she occasionally puts out videos, and she just goes around and shows what she does throughout the day, what she wears. She flea market shops, yard sales. She goes to Cars and Coffees. She drives her car. Very soft spoken, and just does her thing. She does not have nearly as many videos as this other lady that I saw on YouTube a couple days ago, who drives a Porsche. She barely talks. She wears clothes that are so small that you could ball them all up and shove them in your pocket. She posts her camera in her vehicle in such a way that you can see right down through the top of her from the back down to the front. Her pants are very short. Her shirts are very small. She does some of the same stuff Victoria Juliet does, but much more skimpy. And when I looked at both of their comment sections, Victoria Juliet's comment section says stuff like, why doesn't this channel have more subscribers? Why doesn't this channel have more views? Where the other lady's channel has comments like, men of culture gather here, and those type of ridiculous comments, because they're watching a lady driving a Porsche, barely wearing anything, who really isn't saying much. I watched couple of her videos, and I'm not exaggerating when I say one of her videos said, I'm washing my car today. Now, a lot of these experts tell you work on your thumbnails, work on your titles. Her title was, I'm washing my car today. And she's washing her car wearing very little, and she had thousands and thousands of views. Now, my point is, that's her content. And for her, that content works. She doesn't have flashy thumbnails. There's no AI in her videos. It's just her posting videos occasionally, barely wearing any clothes. That's it. Where Victoria Juliet posts occasionally, very conservative dresser, both very attractive women, but she's not flaunting herself out there like that, and she doesn't have nearly the views or nearly the subscribers. So I contrast that to the other thing I think that works for YouTubers is personality. There's a YouTuber I watch named Nino Brown. If you don't know who Nino Brown is, go look him up. Nino Brown sits on a throne. He talks about, his content is whatever's controversial to him or to the country. There's no particular niche that he has, but he has personality. Nino Brown wears a Burger King type crown. It resembles that anyway. It's a real crown. It resembles a Burger King crown. He wears a big, thick bathrobe, big glasses. He sits on an actual throne, and he's extremely animated. And his key signature line when he plays the videos he's commenting on is in between the videos, he'll make a comment. And when he puts the video back on, he'll say, "Carry on." And it's hilarious. He's very animated and comical, but he's very serious. So I've been watching his videos for a while, and one day last week I decided to go see where Nino started. And I got that idea because, I have a friend on YouTube, Tom Tompkins from Vehicle Visionary, who just recently hit 100,000 subscribers. And I went back a while back. I went back to look and see where Tom's videos started. Back from Tom's car and truck reviews, which were hilarious because they were terrible. But over time, as I had mentioned, time is my third thing. He developed and changed and adjusted until he found his thing. And now he's past 100,000 subscribers. So I went back and looked at Nino's videos. Nino's very first video, which was a horrible video, was him in a gym lifting weights with music playing. He didn't say a word in that video. I think it was like 2018, way, way, way back. He didn't even say a word. He just showed himself lifting weights and just being Nino. Good morning, folks. He was just being Nino Brown. So as time went on, I went through Nino's videos to see how he ended up in this throne with this crown, in this bathrobe. And back when he first started, his mouth was full of gold teeth. His language was horrible. He was cussing a lot. He was still talking about some of the same stuff about whatever was controversial to him, to society, to a culture, black culture, white culture, Asian culture, whatever. But he was very raunchy in his language. He would be sitting in a car, in a chair, walking or talking with friends. And how you doing, sir? Talking with friends, having conversations, or whatever. And as time went on, Nino just then I went through so many videos to see, where did the crown show up? Where did the big glasses show up? When did the gold teeth come out of his mouth? And I just kept watching these videos. His personality was always kind of boisterous, but it was less controlled back then. And as time went on over the years, I think he just developed into what grabbed an audience. I mean, now he's like past 500,000 subscribers, 700,000, something like that. But his personality is so big, and he in that crown and that bathrobe, he's not talking about anything that other people aren't talking about. He talks about the same things that Officer Tatum talks about. He talks about the same things that Anton Brown talks about. He talks about the same things that anybody else talks about. But to be different, I guess, I don't want to say be different because he is who he is. But his crown and his bathrobe, I mean, it's a thick bathrobe too. His crown, his bathrobe, his throne, and his personality, his animation make him very watchable. He's not all AI driven like so many channels. These experts are saying, use AI to boost your audience. All this other kind of craziness here. Some of these people are doing normal thumbnails. Some of them are doing AI thumbnails. I haven't figured any of it out yet. I'm not into AI. My channel is never going to be successful, probably. I do it for fun. But, content is, I think, around to get people to watch your content. You got to have some personality in there. I don't think I'm a personality person, really, I guess. I don't know, because I'm not picking up any large amounts of viewers. But I did several videos on the fact that because I'm not making money from YouTube. I mean, I'm monetized, but they probably owe me $100, which I don't want. But I did a few videos on the fact that as a person who have never earned more than 90 something thousand dollars in my life, taught myself to invest money to make small amounts of money become large amounts of money. And like literally nobody watched the videos. So um, a few people did. But when I did those videos, I figured that my content would be good enough that if I tell you how I, as a person who never made more than $90,000 a year, turn that into several $100,000, like literally step by step how I did it, and the videos went nowhere. So I don't know what I'm saying that, except that, I thought that that content itself would be good, the idea behind the concept, behind the content, but obviously it wasn't. So I don't have a gimmick. My gimmick is I want to be natural at YouTube. I just want to be me. And I have not yet found an audience, not a large audience. I do have some people who comment to me regularly, but I've not found a large audience that is grabbed onto, hey, that guy's gimmick is he's just a natural guy. So I'm sure that what Nino Brown is in those videos, he can't be that person all day long. There's in that cape, I mean in that bathrobe and that crown, sitting on that throne. That can't be him all day long. His gold teeth are gone and everything. He's much more toned down. He's more spiritual now also. So anyway, as I wrap this video up, that is something I want to talk about as to what I think, as opposed to all those gimmicky or so-called experts who say if your channel doesn't have this many views or this many hours or this many whatevers, you should do this. And then you go look at their channels and even they don't have it. And the ones who do, when I look at some of them, they've been on YouTube for freaking 20 years, which backs up my theory that in time, if you keep putting out videos like Tom did, Tom just kept putting out videos and putting out videos and putting out videos until eventually his stuff just grew. Tom is not flashy on YouTube. He doesn't use AI. He's not gimmicky. He's just Tom. And eventually he developed his way of reviewing cars that found him an audience. So tell me what you think about this. I'm finishing up my walk and talk. Tell me what you think about this. If you have any comments on it, if you have any experience with your YouTube channel on how you grew it, or if you took any advice or didn't take any advice from anybody on how to grow your channel. If you think content matters over gimmicks or personality, let me know. If you haven't started a channel and you want to, take all that into account. Go look up other people's channels, see what they're doing. But I think overall, just be yourself. I don't have a niche in particular. I'll talk about anything, cars, this stuff I'm talking about now. If I'm walking down the street and I see something, heck, I'll do a video on taking out the trash. If I think it's interesting, where some people swear that to be a successful YouTuber, you have to stick to one thing. There's too much going on out here, to me, to stick to one thing. I talk about whatever I think is interesting to me that I just want to put out on YouTube and see who grabs a hold to it. So that's where I am with it. I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe so that YouTube will know to send this out to other people so I can get more than 100 views per video. I've only been in this like 9 months, so I can get more, but I am at 1,330 something subscribers. Tom told me I got to 1,000 subscribers quicker than he did, but I'm kind of hovering around 1,300. So send me some likes, shares, and subscribes, and comments, and whatever, and shares. And by all means, like I say in my videos, go start your own YouTube channel so that we can see what you do all day long, and we can give you some likes and shares and subscribes and comments. And go do something that you always wanted to do, and do it before you die, so people don't go to your funeral and say he always wanted to start his own YouTube channel, but he died before he got to it. I will see you in the next video, which will be very soon, because I get my Porsche back tomorrow. Have a great day, folks.